What's up, ADHD crew? So this morning I just wanted to touch on the subject of avoiding pitfalls that occur in our daily lives and cause chaos and disruption. Something I've realized over the last few days is that becoming complacent with your routine and following a structure will cost you. So let me fill you in about what's been going on with me. Now, I have a day job working in a hospital, and I've got a bit of a routine in the mornings, and I typically prepare my food for the day and work out, and just the usual morning stuff. But what's been happening is that because I have not been setting a solid plan, I've just been letting things up in the air, like, oh, I just want to do this in the morning. It's been detrimental to my timekeeping. So what's been happening to me over the last few days is I've been turning up to work just in the nick of time, which is not a good way to go about living your life, because who wants to be living on the edge? Who wants to be constantly rushing and constantly doing things at the last minute? ADHD kind of robs you of your ability to stay present and your perception of time passing, because you kind of get hyperfixated on whatever you're thinking about or doing at that current moment. And it just kind of interferes with your ability to plan ahead, right? Often known as time blindness. This has been affecting me. So what I've been doing is pushing my workouts later into the morning because I just don't have the energy or I haven't woken up yet, and I'm just being kind of complacent about it. And then when I do that routine in the morning of working out, I'm cutting it really fine by pushing it literally by ending my workout 10 minutes before I'm due to leave the house. You know, I'm stuck into the routine of exercise. I don't want to stop because I've got a few more sets I want to do. I'm literally watching the minutes go by as I'm doing it, and it gets to a point where I'm just like, okay, this has got to stop. This is ridiculous. Because I know full well that I've got to get to work on time, but for some reason, it's like I think that I can get away with it, so I push it and push it. So once that's done, I jump into the shower, get changed quickly, and then frantically scramble to get all my stuff together to take to work, get in the car, and I usually clock in, 10 minutes before, but lately it's been more like 2 minutes before. But what happened to me recently was there was some roadworks on my usual route to my workplace, and you can imagine that was not a pleasant surprise. So I had to frantically find an alternative route. I was just speeding, again, that's another thing that's going to happen to you, is you risk getting into accidents because you're not planning ahead, you're not taking precautionary time to give yourself in case things happen, right? Because this is the problem, is that, okay, you might get to work on time, but this routine is not really going to work for you in the long run, because all it takes is that one thing to crop up and it's just ruined the day for you. So I guess the point of this video is to say that if something is not working for you, or you're barely getting by, you need to have a look at what you're doing and take some time out of your day to address the problems you're having. Go over some ideas of what you can do to really change it and improve it. Perhaps make things easier for yourself. And maybe you need to time things like I'm doing now. I'm starting to give myself time limits for when I have to get things done. Otherwise, it's a no-go. I can't do it. And I think that's the thing, is you got to set boundaries. You've really got to be quite strict. Otherwise, I know from experience, if you leave things up in the air, 9 times out of 10, you're really risking it and you're going to make things difficult for yourself. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. So maybe you're facing traps like getting distracted by things that take away from important tasks that you have to do. Maybe you can apply some of these same strategies by, timing your activities and having alarms and so on. Because guys, it's not a joke. If you get complacent about things and you don't be more strict on yourself, it's going to cost you in the end.